Hello everybody and welcome to my very first episode ever. Today we will be starting with a new series on FIFA 15. I will be starting a manager career. And if you hadn't already noticed, the team that I have chosen is Forest. Yay! The reason I'm choosing Forest is for two reasons. Number one, I will thoroughly enjoy the challenge. Number two is because Brian Clough is one of my favorite managers of all time.
Good. Well, I ask him which way he thinks it should be done. We get down to it, and then we talk about it for 20 minutes, and then we decide I was right.
I have a question. Why don't you use a BPL team? Championship sides suck.
Well, isn't it obvious? Anyone could be good with a BPL team with the amount of money each club has. And the challenge of building up Forest with such a tiny budget takes incredible skill. Anyways.
I have another question.
What?
Well, since you're so great, why don't you use a team from a lower division? An even lower division?
Because it would take 2 to 3 seasons to build just a halfway decent side. And I'm not trying to bore everyone to death. Moving on. Oh shit, what?
Doesn't this sound boring?
You know what, jackass? You can. So, as you have seen on the screen, the first thing we decided to do was go ahead and speed on through the transfers and also the first 2 preseason games. Okay? Now, once the screen finally loaded, the first thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to look at the players I had. You know, I wanted to see what I was having to deal with. And it was bad, y'all. It was bad. So yeah, I evaluated everybody. I looked at age, I looked at how many loan players I had, and all of that, and it was bad. Even the youth players were really bad with no chance or hope. So what I had to decide to do was flash sale as many of them as I could, or loan them out if they had just arrived. I was actually really shocked to see some of the people who just arrived. They were awful, absolutely awful, and they paid twice as much as my transfer budget. Anyway, the team was just awful. And the next thing I decided to do was I needed to start recruiting. So once these players started getting loaned out, I had more money. Once they started getting sold, I had more money to deal with. And I needed to go get players that I could really play with. I needed to start searching for players that I wanted. And the first place I started to look was I needed to find good players who weren't expensive. So what I did was I decided to start searching players who had 5-star skills but had a very low rating. Whether they're a little older, whether they're a little younger. I just needed to go for the low rating. That's what was important because it keeps them pretty cheap. And obviously being Forest, low budget. But yeah, I find with the 5-star skillers that generally most of them are very pacey, little pace whores in fact. And FIFA is all about pace this year. And I feel like they're not easily knocked off the ball, and you just have more control of possession. Those 5-star skillers I went after were Elton, Mikel Rojo, Gary McKay, Steven, Fidel Martinez, Nader Sifchi, and lastly Vitinho. I did go after 2 other players. The first one was James Wilson from United. Everyone knows who knows anything about soccer that his contract ends, so I'm showing him interest now, and hopefully in January we can get that pre-contract going so I don't have to pay a transfer fee. The next person I decided to go after was a young defender. I needed more defense. My best defender, or my best could-be defender because he's still young, actually doesn't belong to me. He belongs to Newcastle. That's not my player. I don't even want him. I started to look into someone called Samuel Umtiti from France. looking at interest in him and seeing how it goes. On a very, very positive note, I did end up signing a player. It happened to be, the Brazilian Elton, 5-star skiller, central attacking mid. So normally,
retard alert!
the formation I decided to use was the 4-4-2 diamond. Normally I like to run 3 at the back. This time I needed to put 4 at the back. I looked at my defensive options and they were, well, shit. So I needed the extra defensive cover. I didn't want to have too much defensive cover, running 5 in the back and things like that, because I didn't want to be the jackass who has to park a big old bus or pass around the back. This is why I like to run with 2 strikers and a cam, and on top of that I like to also have 2 very fast, high-flying wingers who can get up and down the field real fast, blaze past defenders, but still fast enough to get back for defense. Now hopefully I can sell some more players and be able to buy some extra players, because, well, my attacking options right now are Elton and then training cones. So for today's lineup, my 2 strikers are Patterson and Antonio, neither of which are real strikers, they're actually wingers. Very, very fast, but like I said, not strikers, so I'm hoping I can pick up an extra striker later on. Anyway, up next in the cam position is Elton, the new man. Right mid is old man Burke. Left mid is Osborne. He's very fast, but he has no ball control whatsoever. In the CDM spot is the German Tesh. Again, not bad, but I think we can find someone better. Left back Harding. Center backs are Wilson and Mancini. Right back is the American, yay, Lichja. And goalkeeper for now is Darlow. He is also from Newcastle, but eventually I'm going to replace him in this transfer window. So in the actual gameplay, I know that the commentary doesn't line up perfectly with the goals and the highlights. I'm going to work on that. That'll be better for the next game. Right now I'm just trying to speed through the preseason, but as far as the actual first game goes, within the first minute I was fouled, and Elton stepped up, the new guy, and swung in a nice curling effort. 25 minutes later, he dribbled right past some defenders into the box, turned left, nice curling effort, nice goal. The man's on fire. The man's on fire. 15 minutes later, Tesh picks up the ball, dribbles just inside the box, and slots home. It was okay. It's not the prettiest goal, but hey, it's a goal. Scoring is scoring. It can't all be fantastic. Just 3 minutes after the not-so-pretty goal, we scored the goal of the game. The other team had a free kick. We took possession in our half. We marched down the field. Antonio picked up the ball, started running rampant down the right. Just in front of the box, he lobs the ball over. Patterson knocks in the volley. Goal again. Beautiful goal, as you've seen in the highlights. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Following that goal, right at the kickoff, we take possession within 30 seconds. Patterson is the one who stole the ball, picks up the ball, sees Antonio running towards the goal, lobs it over the defenders, easy goal. So after the break, we get the ball, and I attempted the kickoff glitch. Kickoff glitch is so stinking OP sometimes. And it didn't quite work as well as I wanted to. I didn't necessarily mean this goal. I march down, kickoff glitch, defender slides in, knocks the ball up in the air, and somehow, I've never done this before, but somehow Antonio volleys it in from outside the box from that bounce, and just gorgeous goal. Absolutely gorgeous goal. After that, it was just back and forth, more defensive, not so easy to score as many goals. So with that, the game ends at 6-0. So for the second game, I used the exact same formation and I used the exact same players. They weren't too tired, so no need to change it out. Plus, it's still preseason, so no need to worry about that. What I did play was actually better than the first team, so scoring a ton of goals wasn't as easy. It wasn't until the 28th minute that I finally broke the deadlock. Elton was doing his dribbling like normal and gets fouled, and who would have believed it? Who would have absolutely believed it? He does something absolutely extraordinary. In 2 games, he scored his second free kick goal, almost from the exact same spot as the first, almost exactly right on that slightly left from center. Nice curled in. After that, it was very, very back and forth until about the 48th minute. I got very, very fortunate actually. I'm not too good at corners. This time it worked out pretty well, and this goal just opened the floodgates for Patterson. Patterson was absolutely on fire. So at the 48th minute, corner swings in, boom, header. And then not 10 minutes later, he scores again from a through ball over the top. Extremely easy, well placed, easy goal. And on the 75th minute, he scores his third goal, not as pretty, but still, third goal to complete his hat trick and first hat trick of the series. After that, we grabbed another goal. The game ends 5-0, easy as you like. So as seen by the highlights back here, Elton is just such a stinking little beast. He plays exactly like Messi, he moves like Messi, he's left-footed. Really, the only real difference is sometimes he can get knocked off the ball just a little bit easier than Messi. And his shooting isn't quite as good. Now I know I scored 2 free kicks with him, but to be honest with you, they weren't the hardest free kicks in the world. But yeah, I mean, for his price though, he is such a bargain. My advice is if you do start your own career, if you don't have a lot of money but you're looking for a fast cam, or he can even play a wing, he is your man. He is just so fantastic. Coming soon, I will be starting a player career mode, as well as I want to do an online season. Here and there, I'll throw in some Ultimate Team stuff, rate some players for you, show you some nice cheap guys to use. In the next episode, we're going to be starting off by flashing through the first 2 pre-games, flash through some transfer stuff, just speed it along. I know this is a little boring for now, but by the end of the episode, we will finally be within our first competitive game. I will show you that in normal speed, as well as with a live face cam. So everybody, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button for me. If you did not, hit the thumbs down. Let me know why in the comments, and I will see you all later.